If you know me, you know I love cold weather. I love cold weather. I love the fall. I love the winter. And if you truly love me, you know that I've talked about my love for black turtlenecks. Turtlenecks in general, but black turtlenecks I have a special, special love for. And whenever the season starts to get warm, I start my slow mourning and grieving the loss of wearing my turtlenecks. This is just what it is because I know that I'm going to have to put that away for quite some time and I can only wear it at the appropriate time. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, for everything there is a season. Why is this important in our lives as we are on this journey? Specifically, as I'm talking to my fellow Christian singles, where are you guys at? Fellow Christian single here. I wanted to make this video because I thought this revelation was too good to share. And not just this revelation, but more so the question that I asked someone on social media as they bravely and with courage admitted their desire for marriage, but they were starting to lose hope. Now, I knew this person was younger than me. If you don't know, and I've said this plenty of times before, I am two scores and six. One score equals 20, so I'm going to let you do that math. And I am currently still in my season of singleness. And so I thought I had some skin in the game to answer or give this person some encouragement or pose this particular question to her statement. Like I said, she stated she's losing hope. She has a desire for marriage, but she's losing hope. Seeing that my very first book I wrote about, what God mandated for me to write about was singleness and what I was learning as I was in my waiting season. I think I got some skin in the game. I think I got some gems to share. And here's what I wish someone would have said to me. And so I thought about sharing with you guys. So as she said, she's losing hope. She has a desire for marriage. My question that I posed to her was, and the same question that I'm posing to you is, if you're losing your hope, if you are currently still waiting, if you are wondering why you're still waiting and you're like, there's no good men or women out here, or I'm going to pose this question to you. Is it your season to find? And is it your season to be found? Many times I think that particular question is missing as it relates to Christian singles. You can have the money, the degrees, you can have it all together, and still you are not with the person or the husband that the Lord has promised you, or you've not met the woman of your dreams when it is your job as a man to find. He that findeth the wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. You can have all of those things. You can be the most beautiful person. You can be the most handsome man. But let me tell you, if it is not your season to find and it is not your season to be found, you will be like me wearing a turtleneck in the summertime. You will be frustrated. You would be pretty angry and hot in terms of, I have a sweater and this is like getting to me. You will not be comfortable because you are operating and wearing things in the wrong season. And so, if you are so frustrated, and it could be a reason why you are still waiting because it's just not your season. So many times, singles are frustrated and no one has told them. They're like, well, maybe if you surround yourself or put yourself here or go out more, let me tell you, you can do all the things. You can go out more, you can put yourself in places in hopes to be found. But if it is not your season to be found by the person that God has destined you to be with, then it just won't happen. Because listen, if I wanted to get married tomorrow, I can find somebody to get married tomorrow. That's not the problem. That's not the issue. But when you want to wait on the Lord because you are trusting and know that he knows best. When you are saying, God, I am not smarter or wiser than you. If you told me to move here or to take this particular job, why would I think that I should not involve you, the person who created me, the person who created my personality? Why in the world would I have so much pride to think that you don't have all of this figured out, that it is not just done yet? And all I have to do is wait on you. Now, there could be other reasons why you are still single that has nothing to do with that. But I'm telling you, for the most part, this particular topic is just not talked about. And if we can get people to really understand Isaiah 60 and 22, because the Lord had to whisper that thing to me. I'm going to tell you, there was some times in my life. Now, I told you I'm 2 scores and 6. 1 score equals 20. I'm still going to let you do the math with that. There are times in my life where weariness has set in. Weariness did not mean that I had made marriage an idol. Weariness was like, gosh, how long are you going to do this? How long am I going to be in this waiting room? How long? I am tired of waiting, because you do get tired of waiting, and it has nothing to do with it being an idol in your life. You're human. You get tired of waiting. This is why we have Isaiah 40:31. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Even the youths will faint, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. But Isaiah 60:22, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. God had to whisper that to me, the Holy Spirit, in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, as I lay in bed, probably crying out to the Lord, Lord, do you know how old I am? Do you know I am still waiting? Do you see me? And I mean, are you forsaking me? Because I felt forsaken. And so when I cried out to the Lord, and when I was laying in bed, when he really had my full attention, the Lord whispered, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. When he whispered Isaiah 60:22, he whispered Isaiah 60 and 22 first. I had no idea what that was. It sounded familiar. The verse was kind of like, I think I've heard this before. But I was scared to go to that verse. Now, this is the middle of the night, because I said, is it me? Is this just a verse popping up in my mind? No, it was the Lord encouraging me. It was the Lord telling me that he heard me, that he saw me, and he wanted me to understand that he was in control. And it was just not time yet. So many people are seeking and searching and just trying to be found, and you're coming up short. You're coming up short because you have not involved the greatest matchmaker there ever was. You're coming up short because you are operating in a season where it's just not your season yet. You're coming up short and you're frustrated. And so when I posed that question and she responded, that was a great question. And I knew it was too good to just keep this to myself. And so this is why I'm sharing this with you. So if you want to know, Lord, is this my season to find? And is this my season to be found? Why don't you ask him? Why don't you ask the Lord, Lord, what season am I in? Because you will continue to be frustrated. You will continue to try to wear that turtleneck in the dead heat of summer, knowing that you are not going to be happy, knowing that you will be uncomfortable because you are operating in the wrong season. Now, there are many people, maybe not many, but there's a couple of people, some bishops and pastors who do not agree with me that, you know, God will find your mate, who do not believe Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 as it relates to your marriage partner. But we're talking about God who created marriage. And so if he created marriage, don't you think that he knows who he has destined and purposed you to marry? Why is it that we want to ask God about what church to join, what job to take, but when it comes to marriage, you think that you are going to be so smart on your own to be the head of your search committee instead of putting the Lord as head of the search committee? And actually, he already knows. So why don't you just wait it out? Seek him out for the answer. We can't be so prideful to think that we have it all together, that we know it all. Now, the Lord has given us wisdom. We can ask him for wisdom. We can ask him questions. We can do our due diligence. Men, you can go out there and find and search, but you do it with God being the head of your search committee. So if you find yourself dating and dating and dating, you might want to pause and ask the Lord to lead you to the person who you're supposed to go out with, who you're supposed to walk up to and, compliment or introduce yourself. Ladies, if you want the Lord to be head of your search committee, before you take that date, why don't you ask the Lord, Father, vet every single person? Because just like you go to the airport and you are going through that line, TSA, clear, and they are checking and scanning to make sure that there is nothing on you, that it goes against regulations, that you are not here to do harm. Don't you think that the Holy Spirit can vet the heart better than you? We can't just let God be God in one room and not have him Lord over our own lives. So if he's Lord over our own lives, then you have to know that for everything there is a season. And when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So if you want to calm that frustration down, you want to seek the Lord and ask him, what season are you in? Lord, am I in my winter season in singleness? Am I in fall, spring, or summer? Every season that God has for you is a great season. It may not be the season that you want to be in, but it's the season that God knows that you need to be in, that he wants you to be in for whatever reason. So I want to encourage you to calm yourself, to seek the Lord, ask him, is it my time to find? And is it my time to be found? Lord, you said, call on me, ask of me. You said that I can ask you anything. You said that I can ask for wisdom. The Lord wants to know. The Lord wants you to ask him because he has the answer. And if he says it's not time yet, thank him. Thank him because the Lord wants you to have capacity to handle what he wants you to have and to not fumble the ball. I love sports too. He wants you to have the capacity to handle what he wants to give you. And just like you want someone great, the person that he has for you, he don't want you to hurt them nor for you to be hurt. So we don't know exactly why we are still in our waiting season. For some people, he may have shared that information, but trust the Lord. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge God, and he will direct your path. Don't make this harder than what it has to be. The more you fight, the more you struggle, the more you wear garments in the wrong season, the more you prolong, the more you get frustrated about where you are, when all you have to do is ask God to help you put the right garments on for the season that you're in. I hope that helped, and I hope that encouraged you, because you know what? It encouraged me more and more. And God has a great plan for us. So trust him in all seasons, because truly Romans 8:28, all things do, they work together for good. Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good for those who are the called according to his purpose. Until next time, I'll see you later.